So, no, I wouldn't say I have a passion for HR.
Welcome back to Human Resources for the People. It's a human capital revolution. Today we're going to be talking about the newest lawsuit against Major League Baseball from their own scouts or former scouts. There's 17 of them. They say they're discriminated against because of their age, and we'll dive as much as we can into whether or not that's true. 17 former scouts are suing them because they were terminated, and they believe it's as a result of their age, which is, if true, violation of the Age Discrimination and Employment Act of 1967. And these scouts are all 55 to 71 and allegedly discriminated against in 2020 to 2022. And then the MLB and the teams have acted to prevent the reemployment of older scouts or refused the reemployment of older scouts. And so MLB is looking forward to refuting their claims in court, but isn't really commenting on it, as they should not, of course. So let's look at what's being alleged. That MLB in 2015 ended a listing of scouts eligible for employment, and that they ended the MLB Scouting Bureau in 2018, and both of these things were discriminatory. Now, let me tell you, on its face, those don't appear to be discriminatory because ending a listing of scouts eligible for employment, as long as it's the scouts eligible for employment are primarily mixed ages. There's no specific disparate impact, as well as the decision to end the Scouting Bureau. If there was any monetary reason behind it, it's probably justifiable. The MLB is trying to squeeze out every dollar that it possibly can. The other interesting thing is that the scouts allege that the MLB is using analytics and the coronavirus pandemic as pretext. Analytics is the interesting one. Analytics are quickly replacing scouts and replacing the subjectivity of the scout force. And these scouts are very expensive. Now their salaries are not that high, but it comes with a lot of travel. It comes with paying for hotels and everything else. And nowadays, any MLB prospect over the age of 14 has a lot of videos that are available so that people can see what they can do and without people traveling. And so quickly, scouting is going away within the MLB because it's being replaced by analytics. And so it's being spearheaded by a Chicago Cubs scout, James Benedict, and the lawyer representing him says this lawsuit is about age discrimination within a sport that supposedly values history, tradition, and putting the best possible product on the field. Now, this is what tells me, in my opinion, that it's about analytics. It's about the fact that the Major League Baseball teams are embracing analytics. They're embracing the idea to get better through analytics, and they just simply don't need these scouts anymore. And we don't. There is no legal calling to refuse to be a Luddite. And what I mean by that is, if technology replaces your job, the company has an affirmative defense against discrimination claims like this, right? If the company can lay off a whole group because because of analytics, they have every right to do so. And you may argue against this, but ultimately you end up with a lot of waste in the product when you're paying for salaries that you don't need because you now have technology that is more efficient, more effective, and simply better. So they drew inspiration from the minor league players, which this cracks me up. The minor league players had serious beef with the league. It was, in my opinion, very clear violations of federal labor law. And so it was not, sort of a discussion or positions eliminated by analytics or the pandemic, but very much real and serious federal and state wage violations. And the minor leaguers really had a case here. So the fact that they were inspired by this, I don't quite see it. These guys had the real deal, in my opinion. And so the former Dodgers scout who got everyone together said this was not a natural reduction in workforce. This was you're all gone. Now what we need to see here is whether or not there was a disparate impact with respect to the scouts and whether or not there was a business need, because it says that 55 to 71 years old were represented in the scouts, but how many of those scouts were under 55 that were let go? How many of those scouts, what percentage of the scouting force is between those ages? And that will really tell some more serious stories. That's the point of contention. In addition, if they can demonstrate that and demonstrate that there was a serious monetary savings, which I would argue that there is. Again, these scouts are very expensive to travel the country to see all these teams play. I really truly think that it will be important. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'll be following this because I think this is an interesting crossroads between pop culture and human resources and something that people can really learn from. So leave a comment down below, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye, guys.